Joining me now is Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, former New York Congressman and gubernatorial candidate Lee Zeldin, and New York congressional candidate Madeline Brame. Dan, let's start with you. He's finally kind of building part of the wall in your state, but he's also taken Texas to court over those border buoys in the Rio Grande. What is going on here?
Yeah. So after about 8 million people, hundreds from the terror watch list and thousands of criminals have already crossed the border, it's about damn time they do something, even if they want to pretend they don't want to do it. And this idea, Laura, that, well, we can't let the money laying there, we have to follow the rule of law, we all know, as you said, it's total fraud, it's a total lie. They've left that money sitting there for the entire administration so far. And they've had border wall material sitting on the ground for 3 years. We've tried to buy it over and over and over because we're building our own wall. They won't sell it to us. No, the only reason they're doing this is they know they're in deep trouble in 2024 on how they've mishandled the border and how it's impacting this country and voters.
Now, Congressman Zeldin, Mayorkas had the gall to travel to try to understand the crisis better. Okay, we didn't know what the crisis was. This is what he had to say about the victory on the border.
We must continue to build on the progress we have made as we implement the model that has proven effective, a model that pairs the historic expansion of safe, orderly, and lawful pathways for migrants to come directly to the United States or elsewhere to obtain humanitarian relief.
Okay, at the end of the show, we're going to put up some photos from what I saw today at JFK Airport this morning. Migrants sleeping in the airport, just sleeping, people walking by them. What's going on here? What's the truth about this we had to spend the money excuse?
Well, if you listen closely to what Mayorkas is saying, he's acknowledging that this is a design, that this is happening on purpose, even beyond incompetence.
Orderly?
And they are letting all these people come in, and what they have done beyond stopping construction of the border wall, they advance catch and release, they get rid of Title 42, they get rid of Remain in Mexico, they attack our Customs and Border Patrol agents. When Governor Pritzker sent his letter last week, buried right in the middle of it was a really interesting paragraph where he's suggesting that the White House have somebody in charge of leading on this issue. And that's their own Dem governors and mayors all rising up. I'm so happy that you were right a few weeks ago, because what I care more importantly than anything else is that we secure our border. But this is just one small step. Yeah. Last point, if this is what they need to do to be legal today, were they violating the law yesterday or last month? I would say this is their job since they came into office, but suddenly there's some special thing about this one date in October 23. Americans are smart enough to see right through it.
Madeline, now people in the inner city are catching on, and they're expressing their fury in Chicago, in New York, even Los Angeles. What's behind this?
What's behind it is that it's what they're trying to do. It's just a little bit too little, too late. People have already had it up to here. You know, we see on a daily basis mothers sitting on corners with infant babies, okay, panhandling, begging for money for food. That had been an American mother. CPS would have came and taken that child, or ACS. We see people going into stores and hotels demanding that they give them whatever they want for free because they tell them that the government gave you money for us. So they're being bullies. They have a sense of entitlement. In our community, in the black and brown community, people have it's been like that for years. This is nothing new, all right? This didn't just start happening. Now it's just amplified.
Well, a lot more people.
There's a lot more people.
I can see it just right around here.
There's a lot more people, all right? There's a lot more people, and there's a serious sense of urgency and fear amongst the people in the black and brown communities, because these people, these illegals, are aggressive. They're very aggressive. They get drunk, all right? These are alcoholics. These are drug addicts. And they come, just like the other day up in Harlem, not the other day, the other month, out of the Lincoln Correctional Facility, all right? An American was trying to stop them from arguing or fighting or whatever. They jumped on him and threw him through a glass door, all right? So this is the kind of people that we're dealing with here.
Well, remember when Trump, Dan, said when he came down that golden escalator, and then he said they're sending their, their murderers, the worst of the worst, and they piled on him. But everybody knew who was fair-minded, knew what he was saying. He wasn't saying every single person's a rapist. But he was saying this isn't what we do in America. Being an American is not just you don't have a right to be an American. You follow the law, you go through the process, and you actually buy into the American understanding. That isn't happening here, but this is being done on purpose. Everyone watching tonight needs to understand this. This is their policy. Chaos is their policy.
Yeah. And Laura, when they say they don't believe in walls, that's still their policy. Well, then call the Secret Service tomorrow and tell them to take down the fence and the walls around the White House. I don't think they'll have any of that because walls do work. Fences do work. Buoys on the water do work. Concertina wire that they cut wide open today to let more illegals in.
Dan, you ever been to DHS's headquarters? Try to get in there. That's pretty tough, by the way. It's a beautiful campus.
Absolutely. So we know walls work. They work, and they would work along the border. Trump was building it. Biden stopped it. And I'm going to keep a close eye on this, Laura. I'm going to see down in Stark County how much they really build. Check with me every few weeks. I don't think we're going to see much wall actually going up.
Yeah, this is performance theater, don't you think, Congressman? They want to be perceived as we're doing something, wink, wink, but then they to the left wing, they say, oh, no, we don't think walls work. But they know they're in trouble. They are in great political danger, which is the only thing that gets their attention.
I think we're going to see that with some of the local races in November 2023.
I hope
it's only a month away. Last year, crime was a big issue. There were a lot of big issues here in New York, but this migrant crisis is at a whole other level. So now the people who are on the ballot this November, they start getting scared. They might lose House seats because of it. So you're right. It was a few weeks ago you predicted it, and they're motivated not because of rule of law, not by Constitution, not because the nation
or the carnage. They don't even care that their own activists are getting murdered in the streets by criminals or illegal immigrants.
Why not put out a loud message to everyone who's coming? Stop coming to our country. We don't want you to keep coming like this. Follow the rules. Instead, they want to fast-track TPS. They want to give you more goodies if you come here free.
Well, I think if you had been elected governor, I mean, not to blow smoke toward you, but if you had been elected governor, what would you have done differently in handling this? How would you have reacted to this? Because they'd probably still send the migrants, although maybe not as many because you would be a Republican.
New York's a sanctuary state. New York City is a sanctuary city. They try to give non-citizens the right to vote starting this November's election in New York City. Fortunately, the courts threw it out. But all these goodies, people, there was a Babylon Bee today. It had some clip where a family was going to a hotel in New York City. They were trying to get a free room, so they're all dressed up as illegal immigrants. It's something that has people concerned about the impact on education, on healthcare, and other resources. It's breaking.
Madeline, New York is moving to suspend the right to shelter mandate, saying that it should be relieved of its obligations when the number of homeless people seeking shelter grew by 50% over a period of time. Now, talk about a little too little, a little too late. I mean, just head over here in Midtown. I mean, you can see the problem everywhere, but now it's like, oh, we're going to get rid of the right to shelter law.
It's 30 days in, 30 days out. That has been the rule in the shelter system for years. I know homeless people. A woman sits outside of my job. She's been sitting there for 5 years. Okay, she'll disappear for 30 days because that's when she can go back in. But then 30 days she has to be out. So this is what you're talking about. They're going to recycle these illegals through the shelter system, 30 days in, 30 days out. Now, keep in mind, these people are from hot climates, okay? What's going to happen in the wintertime? Well,
a lot of them.
A lot of them, all right? What's going to happen in the wintertime when they find themselves outside without
There'll be people dying in the streets.
Exactly.
And Dan, Democrats will not. Even when people are dying in the streets, they'll walk over the dead bodies of migrants or walk past the girls who are being trafficked, which is happening all over New York City, by the way, on scooters. They're using those scooters to deposit prostitutes all over this city, right from the Roosevelt Hotel. I had 2 police officers tell me that today. They don't care. They don't care. Open borders is a fanatic addiction on their part. They want it. They want to change this country. End of story. And they're doing it.
Even heaven has borders.
You know, Laura, the great sin of this country was slavery. This is the second great sin. of how they're destroying our country, and they are absolutely destroying lives, American lives, people coming here, crossing the border, their lives. They're under the thumb of the cartel, women being raped, children being sex trafficked. This is the second big sin, and it's a sin of the Biden administration. He has blood on his hands. He has a cold heart. He doesn't care, and you're right. This is all about 15, 20 years from now, the long game. Everyone becomes a citizen, or their children are citizens when they're born here, and they vote Democrat and take over the country.
Oh.
Well, they can have another thought coming, because we're not going to let that happen.
Well, birthright citizenship has to be ended. That's the next thing that has to go. Panel, great to see you all tonight. Thanks so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.